नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, and we are in the 9th chapter. We finished 27 slokas in the 9th chapter in the Bhagavad Gita. That is the most confidential knowledge. We just have to finish 7 more slokas. It has got 34 slokas in the 9th chapter. And in this most confidential knowledge, Krishna is teaching us that we just have to do everything for Krishna. That's it. That is the secret. That is the confidential knowledge. Just do everything for Krishna. Like the sloka what we studied in the 27th sloka. Yat karosi, yat dasnasi, yat jugosi, tadasyat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusva madatpanam. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering unto me. That's what Krishna is teaching us. Anything we do, it should be done only for Krishna. That is the main thing. Whatever you do, yat karosi, yat karosi, yat dasnasi, yat jugosi, tadasit, yat tapasyasi kaunteya. So whatever we do. So that way, in our life, every day, we should be doing everything only for Krishna. That's what this sloka, the meaning of this sloka is just live for Krishna and die for Krishna and do everything for Krishna. Only as an offering unto Krishna. So that is the only way we won't again come back to this temporary miserable well. Otherwise, we will keep coming back to this well and we will struggle and suffer in this temporary miserable well, in this material body, which is bound to die. Birth, old age, disease and death. Our body keeps on changing. So we understand our body keeps on changing. Dehinosmin yatha dege kaumaram yavvanam jara तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर दीर्घ तत्र न मुह्यति दीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. So kaumaram yavvanam jara. So we have the body of boy and body of boy or girl, then the body of youth, then the body of old age. So kaumaram yavvanam jara. So our body is changing. So, but our body is designed Our body is designed to change, but over a period of time, it loses its energy, it loses its mechanisms, the molecular mechanisms to change, actually, to divide, basically. Because when we say our body is changing, scientifically speaking, our cells are dividing. That's why that's how our body is changing. So what you call it as mitosis. So the cells are changing in our body, scientifically speaking. But over a period of time, when we get old, then it cannot change that fast enough for us to live here forever. So then eventually we will get old and wrinkles will come in our body and our hairs will become gray and our senses will become weak, especially our karmendriyas and will become weak and jnanendriyas will become weak. So then we cannot do anything. So the karmendriyas are the working senses, legs, hands and voice and everything is going to become weak. We cannot run. A person at the age of 90 or 80 or 90, we cannot let that person to run fast. In fact, scientifically speaking, our heart rate is a function of our age. I don't know how many of you know about it. The maximum heart rate. I'm talking about the maximum heart rate. We know that 72 beats per minute is the normal at resting. So it can go up to 100. That's okay. But it cannot go above that. It's not good for us. But there is some maximum limit for our heart rate. So that heart rate is a function of our age. So I remember it's 220 minus age. So our age, whatever our age. So that means if I'm correct about that number 220, so that means a child who is born, the child's heart can beat 220 times a minute. Fine. But if it is above 220, then the child cannot survive. So that is the main thing. So when our heart actually, maybe if you are 10-year-old, then 210 it can beat, no problem. So by that way, if you are for example a 50-year-old person, the heart rate cannot go above 170 by this number, about 220, which I believe I'm right, which I have to go back and check it. So that means what is our body itself is designed, our heart itself is designed to function as a to reduce basically its limit is fixed as a function of the age. How are you going to fix this scientifically? We just have a belief, we just have a confidence that our science can solve all the problems, we can achieve an immortal life in this way, science can bring solutions for all the problems. No. So this is just one example about our heart. So that way, what we are understanding is that right from day one, our days are numbered in this well. That point we need to understand very, very clearly. Our days are numbered and we will be no more. That's going to happen for everyone in this world. We are going to lose everything. So that is the temporary nature of our life in this material world. When that is the fact, if we think about only ourselves, if we do everything for ourselves, not knowing about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is promising, who is guaranteeing that you come to me, you will lead a life which is full of bliss, permanent. No need to worry about anything. So that's why, because we are Atma, we are not this body. We are not this body, we are the soul. But unfortunately, we are inside this body. We are stuck inside this body. We are caged inside this material body. So now we have to suffer if the body is suffering. When we die, we may have desires. Maybe even at the age of 80 or 90, we want to run, but we can't. Even if at the age of 80 or 90, we want to work, we want to do a lot of things. We are attached to so many things in this world, but we can't. But we need to be intelligent enough when we are young enough, when we are young. Get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and understand that this world is temporary. So we need to achieve, we need to go to Krishna's will. So that means we need to work, we need to act. We need to act using intelligence. That's what buddhi. Buddhi means intelligence. Anyone who is not connected with Krishna will not have intelligence, will have no intelligence. If a person is not connected with Krishna, if a person is not a devotee of Krishna, if a person is not able to love Krishna, that means he doesn't have intelligence. That means he doesn't have the knowledge that he is the soul. So, if we have to act with intelligence, then only we can get ourselves liberated from this material bondage. So that means we need to get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita as soon as possible, as early as possible. So this Bhagavad Gita should be taught to each and every child in the school. That we are not the body, we are the soul. That this material world is temporary. That this material world is miserable. We need to get out of this temporary miserable world. So for that, this human life should be used. That is the main point. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us that you do everything for me. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Just do everything for Krishna, then we are safe. Then we are freed from this material bondage. Just do everything for Krishna. That's it. Only if we surrender unto Krishna and do everything for Krishna, then we are freed from the material bondage. Mayarpita manobuddhihi mamyevaisisi asamsayaga. If you offer your mind and intelligence unto me, if you fix your mind and intelligence unto me, then you will come to me. There is no doubt about it. Mamyevaisisi. You will come to me. Asamsaya. There is no doubt about it. So we need to go to Krishna. That is the main thing. We need to go to Krishna as well. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very, very important for us. And once we have this knowledge fully, once we understand completely that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, once we start loving Krishna and using all this life, time, energy, everything in Krishna's service, then we are really doing the right thing in our life. Then we are not missing the boat. Then we are not missing this great opportunity what we have got, Krishna has given us. So Krishna is giving us this knowledge. So that way we need to spread this Bhagavad Gita. We need to share this Bhagavad Gita to everyone. We need to make as many devotees as possible. We should team up. We should team up. Devotees from the same city should team up. And at the end of our class, we have question answers. At that time, if devotees are from the same city, then just team up and plan and bring more devotees. So that is the way when we serve Krishna. That is the way when we are able to make many, many devotees. So then we will be able to reach Krishna. So that way we will be able to remember Krishna all the time. Because by spreading Krishna's message, by making devotees everywhere, so we are always engaged in remembering Krishna. We will never forget Krishna. All the time we'll be able to focus Krishna. Focus on Krishna only. Krishna's name. So that's why Krishna is saying that you do everything for me. So just realizing, understanding that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is the main point. That is the main thing we need to understand. This Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge which cleanses our soul, our Atma Suddhaya. So when we are attached to material sense objects, then we cannot go to Krishna's well. We have to keep coming back to this material well. So we need to give up all our attachments to this material well, temporary sense objects, by experiencing Krishna consciousness. Because when we start studying Bhagavad Gita, when we start following the principles given in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna, that means when we start following Krishna's instructions, we will be able to enjoy within ourselves. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyevat manotustaga stita prajnaha tadochyati. So prajahati yada kaman, one who is able to give up all varieties of desires for sense gratification, which are all produced by mental concoctions. Sarvan partha manogatan. Atmanyevat manotustaga, one who is able to find happiness within the self, with the mind. So the mind should find happiness within ourselves, not outside. So that means the mind should focus on the super soul who is residing in our heart. The mind should understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. So the mind should all the time remember Krishna. So that means we should love Krishna. Without loving Krishna, how are we going to remember Krishna? So that is possible only when we love Krishna. So when we establish that loving relationship with Krishna, our mind will be all the time remembering Krishna. So at that point of time, we will achieve that supreme devotion unto Krishna. Madbhaktim labate param. So, nasochati brahmabhuta prasannatma nasochati nakanksati samaha sarvesu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param. So we should become that happiest person being situated in the Brahman platform, not in this material platform. So brahmabhuta prasannatma. If we realize that we are Brahman, we are not the matter, then if we are able to find happiness within ourselves, so then we are Brahmabhuta. So Brahmabhuta is a Prasannatma. So Brahmabhuta, Prasannatma means the happiest person. So Nasochati Nakanksadi. At that time we don't have to hanker for anything. We don't have to lament for anything. Nakanksati, no desires. We don't have to, in this material world, we don't have to keep thinking about the material sense objects. Nasochati, we don't have to worry, we don't have to lament. So, nasochati, nakansati, at that time, we will not have enemies and friends, something like that. We will become equal to everyone. That's why samaha sarvesu bhutesu. Samaha sarvesu bhutesu means being equal to all living entities. Samaha sarvesu bhutesu. Madbhaktim labate param. So at that time, we are going to get the supreme devotion unto Krishna. Madbhaktim labate param. So that's what is going to happen. So the devotion unto Krishna, Madbhaktim labate param, when we will be able to achieve is only when we are able to become a Brahmabhuta. When we are able to find happiness within ourselves. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are getting this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We are understanding we are not the body, we are the soul, but we are stuck inside this body and we are controlled by the three modes of material nature. And we need to focus our mind on Krishna and serve Krishna with devotion and get out of these three modes of material nature, get freedom from the modes of material nature, and then do everything for Krishna. That's it. Go to Krishna. Remember Krishna at the time of death, go to Krishna. There is no need to get any stress for anything in this material world. There is no need to be worried at all for anything in this material world. When Krishna is there, when we are able to remember Krishna, we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry that I don't have this, I don't have that, I need this, I need that. No. We only need Krishna, who is already with us. Krishna is always with us. We only need Krishna only. And Krishna is there with us all the time. He is not at all leaving us. 24/7, he is with us all the time. He is not at all leaving us. That's why he is asking us to remember him 24/7. So the one who is our constant companion, who is there with us all the time. So if we just remember him all the time, then we will go to him. That's it. So simple. Very simple. But when we forget Krishna only, all the problems are happening. All the problems are, our suffering in this material world is simply due to our forgetfulness of Krishna, nothing else. So nobody needs to suffer here at all. Even monetarily, even materially, if we need something, Krishna is there. Krishna will give us. Krishna is ready to serve us. Krishna is in fact giving us, taking care of us very much. He is the source of everything. Krishna is the Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. I am the source of everything. Sarvasya Prabhavo, everything. And everything emanates from me. Mattaga Sarvam Pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddhaga bhava samanvita. So we just have to understand this and surrender and to Krishna. So surrender unto Krishna. Surrender unto Krishna means it is not that out of fear we'll go and surrender unto Krishna. It's not at all out of fear. In fact, we will not have any fear at all when we surrender unto Krishna. We will be freed from all fear. Vitaraga bhaya krodha. Vitaraga bhaya. Bhaya means freedom from fear. Freedom from anger. Everything happens when we surrender unto Krishna. So vitaraga bhaya krodha. So surrendering unto Krishna means it is we love Krishna so much that we submit ourselves completely unto Krishna. That means we are submitting our free will unto Krishna. That means we are letting Krishna to make use of us the way he wants us to do. That is what surrendering unto Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada completely surrendered unto Krishna. So through him Krishna established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. ISKCON. That's why we are all able to study Bhagavad Gita now. Bhagavad Gita as it is now. So like that, if we all surrender unto Krishna, then Krishna will make use of us. Krishna will make use of us means Krishna will make sure that we will go to him. We will live from this, we will liberate ourselves from this material world. That's what we are studying in the next sloka. In the sloka number 28 in the 9th chapter, Krishna is teaching us. Subha Shubha Palayrevam Mokshase Karma Bandhanai Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mam Upaisyasi. So Krishna is teaching us that Subha Asubha Palayr Evam. Subha is auspicious and Asubha is inauspicious. Subha, Asubha, Palayr means results. So that means auspicious results or inauspicious results. So Subha, Asubha, Palayr evam. Mokshase, karma bandhani. So one who is freed from, who is not affected by good or bad results. That means a person is freed from karma bandha. Mokshase karma bandhani. That means a person is freed from the bondage to work. That's what mokshase karma bandhana. So, na pragrisyet priyam prapya nodvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhi asammodo brahmavid brahmani sthita. In the 5th chapter we studied. In the middle of the 5th chapter, na pragrisyet priyam prapya. That means one who is not elated when there is happiness, when we get what we want. Priyam prapya, when we get what we want, and one who is not agitated when we get what we don't want. Nodvijay prapya cha priyam. So sthira buddhi asammodo. So he has got a steady intelligence without any confusion, without any bewilderment. Sthira buddhi asammodo. He is the knower of Brahma, Brahmavid. Brahmani sitaga. He is situated in Brahman. So who is situated in Brahman in this material world? Anyone who is not disturbed when we get what we want or when we get what we don't want. In either case, we are not moved. So that's why Krishna is saying that na pragrisyet priyam prapya nodvijet prapya chapriya sthira buddhi asammodo brahmavid brahmani sthita. Same thing here. Subha asubha palayr evam. So subha asubha palayr evam mokshase karma bandhani. So one who is freed from karma bandhani. So mokshase karma bandhani sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam upaisasi. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So in the 2nd chapter 57th sloka also we studied that yes sarvatrana vishnegha tattat prapya subha subham nabhinandati nadvesti tasya prajna pratistita. Yes sarvatra anabhishnegha means without any affection in all those things. Yes sarvatra anabhishnegha subha subha. So there also Krishna is saying that tat tat prapya subha asubham. So that means subha asubham means when we get what we want, when we get what we don't want, in good or bad results. So that tat tat prapya subha asubham nabhinandadi nadvesti. So when we get subha, when we get good things, so praising it, or when we get bad things, then despising it. So that's why nabhinandadi nadvesti nasya tasya prajna pratisthita. So, so that's what Krishna is saying, that whose intelligence is very well established. Tasya prajna pratisthita. So in the second chapter, sloka number 57, we studied. So, yes, sarvatra nabhisnegagar tattat prapya subha subham nabhinandadi nadvesti tasya prajna pratisthita. So the same thing Krishna is teaching here is there. Subha subha palayiryevam moksheshe karma bandhanagi. So one who is freed from the karma bandha. Karma bandha means freed from the bondage to work. So that is possible only buddhya yukta yaya partha karma bandham prakhasyasi. So we studied in the second chapter. So Krishna taught us very clearly in the 39th sloka. So I will explain to you what buddhi yoga is. So buddhya yukta yaya partha karma bandham prakhasyasi. So same thing here Krishna is saying that mokshashe karma bandhanagi. So subha subha palaireva mokshashe karma bandhanagi sannyasa yoga yuktatma. So sannyasa yoga yuktatma means one is not renouncing the actions. So yuktatma means one who is engaged, who is performing the acts. So sannyasa means one who is renouncing the results. So that's what sannyasa means, renouncing the results to Krishna. So mayi sarvani karmani sannyasyadhyatma chetasa. So sannyasyadhyatma, you do everything for me. So that's what renouncing the results. So that means sannyasa yoga, that is known as sannyasa yoga. Sannyasa yoga means it is not renouncing the activities, but renouncing the results of our activities. Sannyasa yoga yuktatma vimukto mam upaisyasi. So he will be liberated. So Krishna is using the word mokshase and vimukta. Moksha is liberation and vimukta is also liberation. So subha subha palaireva mokshase karma bandhanagi. So if you are freed from, if you are liberated from the bondage to work in this world, so that means we will be liberated from this material world and we will go to Krishna. That's what vimukto mam upaisasi. So be liberated from this material world, they will achieve me, they will come to me, reach me. That's what Krishna is saying. So that way it is so much of science. This Bhagavad Gita is full of science. So remembering Krishna is very, very important for us. We need to remember Krishna with the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita. So for that, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very important. Only if we have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then only we will know everything about ourselves, about Krishna, about how to please Krishna, and all such things we know. So that's why everything starts with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So if you have the full knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we have no questions and we know everything, and we are going to go to Krishna as well. There is no doubt about it. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 28 in the 9th chapter. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.